I don't want to talk too much. I want you to watch exactly what these black ladies have to say. These are black ladies with dignity. These are black ladies that are making their voices heard without any fear of favor. These are black ladies that are dropping honest bomb that is shocking these people. And at the end of the day, you see comment section being enraged by these palm-colored people. Why? Because a lot of them are scared of this truth. This one now, women are coming out to air it as it may. And I love the fact, and that is why I want you guys to watch this video from beginning to the end and let me know your honest opinion in the comment section. Welcome to the channel. My name is Sonia. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share your honest opinion in the comment section. And with that being said, let's dive right into this video and I'll be back with commentaries. Make sure you watch to the end. Bye, guys.
Imagine standing in front of a mirror, not just any mirror, but one that shows not one reflection, but two. One is the self you know, the person you live with every day. The other, the distorted image shaped by a society that sees you only through the lens of your skin. This is the burden of double consciousness. W.E.B. Du Bois, the towering scholar, historian, and soul of a generation, gave voice to this inner conflict in his 1903 masterpiece, The Souls of Black Folk. He wrote, "It is a peculiar sensation, this double consciousness, this sense of always looking at oneself through the eyes of others." What Du Bois illuminated was not just an identity crisis. It was a spiritual fracture, a psychological balancing act forced upon Black people in America to be both Black and American in a country that denied the full humanity of both. To be told you are free, yet to be treated as less. To be raised on the promises of democracy while living under the shadow of racial hierarchy. Double consciousness is not confusion. It is clarity forced to split. It is the awareness of how you're seen versus how you know yourself to be. It is the tightrope walk of existing in a society where your body is politicized before your name is even known. It is code switching in boardrooms. It is armor worn in classrooms. It is shrinking and expanding, hiding and shining, often all at the same breath. Du Bois did not merely describe a condition, he diagnosed a nation. He gave language to the spiritual violence inflicted by white supremacy. He showed that racism isn't only brutality and chains, it is a quiet thief that tries to steal how Black people see themselves. And yet, in this fractured vision, Du Bois also saw something else. Resilience, the power of Black folks to forge identity not through a single lens, but through a deep, dual vision, a gift of seeing more, feeling more, and surviving more than any system ever expected. Double consciousness isn't a weakness. It's a survival strategy, a defiant declaration. I am not what you say I am. I am who I know myself to be. So when we remember Du Bois, we don't just remember a scholar. We remember a mirror breaker, a truth teller. And in every Black person navigating the world with grace and rage, joy, pain, love, and resistance, his theories live on. Because the struggle for wholeness is still being fought. And the double consciousness Du Bois described, it still echoes in every footstep forward. I love you, Black man. I love you, Black woman. Knowledge is power. Power to the people. Say it loud.
In every single lifetime, I choose to be Black. I would never want to be any other race than to be Black. However, I just pray in the next lifetime that I could live in a place where being Black is not so hard. Where it's not so hard, where I don't have people and systems that I don't even think about, that I don't even know exist. Their sole existence is to make my life a living hell. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Because I don't get why we are the target. Why? Like, what did we do? I'm trying so hard not to cry right now. I really am. And I know that I usually make my content, it's very emotional. It's filled with passion because I speak from the heart. But right now, I'm not going to hold you. I'm dead ass sad. Like, I'm dead ass fucking sad, bro. Like, I just read an article where an African-American woman is facing 10 years. She's facing 10 years in jail. Why? Because the SNAP benefits that she has, that's not even fucking enough for her. It's not even fucking enough for her, right? She took it, went to the store, bought ingredients, and sold baked goods. And now they're trying to say that because she did that, she used the SNAP benefits for profit. And now she's facing 10 years. Mind you, the only reason why she's doing that shit is so she could stretch out the fucking aid that's not even fucking aid, because it's barely anything. It's barely anything. It's barely anything. Bro, that shit pissed me. We live in a country that's helping everybody else before they help their people at home. And then if they're going to help their people at home, they specifically make sure to not help black people. They make sure to not help black people. And every time black people figure out a way, they figure out a way to just fucking survive. You have this fucking system. This system going out of its way to tear us down. They go out of their way to tear us down. I don't want to be here no more. And then the motherfuckers in this country have the nerve to look you in your face and say it's not about race. Are you stupid? The only reason why we're even dealing with all of the shit that we're dealing right now is because of your fucking racism. Y'all fucking racism. Your racism and your bigotry. Look at the state of this fucking country. And y'all not even fighting the man that's putting us all through this shit. Y'all are still kissing his ass. Y'all are still kissing his ass. He just took 20 billion of our dollars and gave it to a fucking country because of their economy. And our economy is fucking plummeting. It's plummeting. You have people that have to do shit like this. They have to take the aid that this country makes you go, jump through fucking hurdles to get just a little bit of fucking help. And it's still not even a fucking enough. Where people have to figure out ways to stretch that shit. And then when they figure out a way to do it, this government, because they're so fucking greedy. They're so fucking greedy. They want to punish you. They want to punish you and they want to make it a fucking public thing. So that everybody else doesn't get the idea of figuring out a way to move past the fucking system that is designed for everybody to fucking suffer in. And it's only like that because of you white motherfuckers and your racism. I hate this fucking country, bro.
I'm a black woman in America. Calling me an anti-Semite, it don't fucking hit. It does not hit. Y'all can try it if you want to, but it doesn't hit. Because if you can look at my face, look me dead ass in my motherfucking eyes, and look past all the fucking parallels between what this country has done to my people, mine. You don't see the parallels between what this country and Israel is doing to the people of Gaza, Congo, Sudan. If you can look at my face and look past my history, and what you arrive at is anti-Semite, then I guess you reached your motherfucking destination. I guess you did. Because I don't give a fuck what you call me. Free Palestine until it's motherfucking backwards. Says this black woman in America. Yeah. So my timeline has shifted, y'all. My FYP has shifted, and it has shifted to a place of where a lot of people from African countries, okay, some that reside in America, some that reside in the UK, are now starting to connect the dots on the racism that black Americans have always told them about, okay? But I want to say that their takes are fairly interesting because it's coming from a perspective of things that I've speculated to be true, but now that they're actually unpacking this, we can see that it is true, okay? So they're talking about this. So first of all, let me say this. It's actually quite adorable because they literally look like babies when babies start to crawl. It's like, oh, you're starting to crawl. Oh, you're starting to stand. You're cruising on the tables and stuff. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So anywho, I seen this really interesting take, and it was talking about how basically The reason why a lot of African people, and now I'll chime in and say yay or nay, because of course they're not a monolith, but that they seen themselves as white, but neglected to realize that they weren't actually white, and they were not going to receive the white privilege part of being white, because ultimately, no matter what they did, they were going to be black, right? But this is why on this page, I harp all the time on Black American history and how important it is to know Black American history. Because if they had known Black American history, then they would have known that in Black American history, there was a portion of time where our ancestors had the same issue. Okay? That's where house Negro, field Negro comes from. Okay? That's where boule, okay, working class, okay, no class comes from. Y'all are going through cycles that we have already gone through and defeated. And every now and again, you have these people who try to bring that shit back up. And when I talk about bring that shit back up, I'm talking about colorism, and I'm talking about, which is skin caste, okay? And I'm talking about a socioeconomic class, right? Upper echelon, okay? Upper middle, middle, lower middle, the hood. How our culture and community and people started to progress is now we all in the hood. Okay? We all hood. And we all black. Okay? So they cannot get us with the division of classes because we all view ourselves as our highest and our lowest and our middle at the same time. Okay? So there is no degrees of separation when it comes to YT supremacy. We all dealing with the same shit, just in different ways. And when I was in the comments, I noticed that there was quite a few people who were like, yes, and this was the part of, YT supremacy that caused division between us and the diaspora and Black Americans, etc., etc. Let me say, for those of you who are in America, right? Those of my Black immigrants, I don't care if you're from Africans or the African country or from the West Indies, okay? They were very successful in what they did with y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. And Black Americans tried to fight it because we always knew that was the plan, was division. But y'all kind of was doing shit that now we don't really fuck with y'all like that. Okay? But we get it. Don't believe you me. We totally understand that their plan was to divide us. Okay? We totally get it. However, y'all should have known, okay, that here in this country, you had way more to lose than we did. Okay? Because let me tell you the two things that they left you with. One, they left you without that privilege that you kept kind of throwing us under the bus to get validation and receive. Okay? And two, now that you're starting to realize, okay, this was the play, they left you without an ally. They left y'all asses as sitting ducks in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of the pond, just floating. Okay? Because they knew that Black Americans knew what's up. Regardless of whether y'all want to accept it, admit it, this is our home. You will never know our home terrain better than we do. Just like if we were to go to your country, we don't know your country better than you do. You are the expert on your country. We are the experts on being Black in this country. Okay? It is our home. We have been here for hundreds of years. There is nothing that you're going to teach us. There's nothing you're going to tell us about these parts, about this neck of the woods. It's our home turf. Okay? We done seen it all. We done it all. We done heard it all. Our people have been through it all. Now, some folk will tell you this is what's taking place from a book in the Bible, book of Revelations, chapter such and such, verse 22. But me, I'm going to tell you this is from the book of YT Supremacy, okay? Chapter 1800s, verse 1865. Okay? Because the greatest playbook is our history. Because nothing is new, everything is old, and what's old just comes back around to be new again, just like fashions. Okay, I just bought me some bell bottoms the other day. Them shits is cute. But I'm glad that y'all starting to awaken and try to figure all of this stuff out, though. I am glad that y'all are trying to figure this out. But the other part of it is, don't think that y'all starting to figure it out is going to make Black Americans just be like, oh yeah, we got to come together because they want us to be divided because we told y'all that. We told y'all that shit first. Okay? But y'all, too many of y'all aligned with the ops. And you fell right into the ops plan, and now y'all got to figure out how to get yourself out of it without us throwing you a bone or a life jacket. okay, or a raft. Have a good day.
Hey y'all, this might be a long video, but please just fast forward, just watch it, because I just need to vent. I was on Instagram scrolling and I came across a video about Disney and how a black man named Floyd Norman, who was the first animator at Disney, the first black animator at Disney, how he drew and created and came up with a lot of the Disney characters and storylines, but he got no credit for it, right? I'm gonna try to get through this without tearing up because I already got emotional about it. He got no credit for it. And I see so many videos on Instagram and social media about black people who created and invented stuff and how they got no credit for it. Like somebody else took the credit for it, right? And I just got emotional. Mind you, I've seen a ton of these videos, but I just got emotional because I'm like, it's so messed up that black people are treated so badly in this country when black people created and invented almost every single thing that we use in this world today. Like, I'm already getting emotional. Black people have created and invented almost every single thing that we use in this world today. But they treat black people like they are lazy and worthless and just like a cancer in this world. Like if black people just need to just be removed. But it's like, how? Almost everything that is used in the world today, from medical inventions, technology, in-home inventions, food, is created or invented by a black person. But yet they treat us like we're nothing. Oh, we're lazy, we're this, we're that. So there's no lazy people in other races? Like, I don't understand how black and brown people are treated so messed up. But yet, we the most chillest, coolest people ever. Like, I don't understand that. And they act like black and brown people are the only people who are like getting public assistance, have single parent homes, and who are in prison or doing drugs or whatever the case may be. Like, if other races are not the same thing. Like, I just don't get it. Like, literally, I was in there tearing up because I'm like, I just don't get it. Being black is dope. Being Spanish is dope. Being white is dope. Being whatever race you are is dope. How do you just hate a whole race of people who literally did nothing? Like, I'm sorry. Who literally have done nothing wrong. Just because of the color of their skin, you dislike them. You want to literally like eliminate them from this earth. I'm sorry. I just don't get it. It just makes no sense to me. Because I literally have 2 black kids out in this world, and I just want them to just be able to live their life. And I have friends and family with kids and, themselves out in this world, just trying to live our lives. That's it. Minding our business and going about life. But then you have people who just start mess for no reason, and they just take and use, but then call us lazy and worthless and criminals. And like, there's not white people who are criminals. Like, there's not Asian people, Indian people, African people who are criminals or who are lazy or who are whatever. Like, all right, y'all, I'm sorry. This video is almost 5 minutes. I'm so sorry. I had to just say this out loud because I was literally in the room like about to scream. Thank you. If you watched it, thank you.
And another thing, I'm tired of having to explain to people that the term Black American does not stand for everybody that is melanated, aka Black in America. Black American specifies a lineage, a group of people. It doesn't represent Haitians. It doesn't represent Jamaicans. It doesn't represent Bajans. It doesn't represent Africans. It doesn't represent anybody who can tether and come over and claim the term Black. It does not represent you, because
If I asked you, what were you, what is your family ethnicity, you would not even use the term black. You would say, I'm Jamaican, I'm Nigerian, I'm South African. That's what you would say. The only people who would actually use the term black are, indeed, Negroes, Black Americans. So the term Black American stands for the lineage, not a race.
Countless black people were hung in trees, burned, tarred and feathered, shot, imprisoned, exiled for the Voting Rights Act. As soon as you peep their game, they attack. This week, the Supreme Court was back at it, and it looks like we're staring down yet another blow to black voting power in this country. Imagine that. We are the target. Again. Now, if you know your history, like I know my history, you know that the Voting Rights Act of 1965 was a major win for the civil rights era. It was meant to protect us from the racist voter suppression tactics that had been the norm for so long. But here's the problem. Over the past decade, this law has been slowly picked apart by the Supreme Court because the Supreme Court has been slowly growing more conservative. And this week, the justices heard a new case that could cut even deeper into our already fragile voting protections. So this all started with the state of Louisiana, which has a black population of about 30%. After the last census, the state was required to redraw its congressional maps. That's normal. But here's the catch. After a lot of legal back and forth, Louisiana was told it needed to create 2 majority black districts to fairly represent the state's black voters. Eventually they did. But then out of nowhere, but not out of nowhere, a group of so-called non-black voters jumped in and said, hold up, we've got a problem with that. Mind you, not the black folks, not the legislature, not the court, but this group didn't like the idea of adding a second black majority district. So they took it to court, and now it's in front of the Supreme Court, because that's what happens when white folks get upset. What's wild is that we've been here before. Just 2 years ago, this same court, with Chief Justice John Roberts writing the opinion, upheld a very similar provision of the Voting Rights Act in Alabama. They said, yeah, if black voters are being packed into one district or spread out to dilute their power, that's not okay. That decision gave folks a little bit of hope. But now Roberts is acting like that case doesn't even matter, like it's not exactly the same, like it was a one-off. During arguments, the court's conservative justices made it pretty clear they were leaning towards limiting protections for black voters. Again, Justice Alito tried to argue that chasing partisan advantage isn't the same as using race. But come on now. In places like Louisiana, race and party are so tightly connected, you can't separate the two. Lawyer Nielsen, president of the NAACP's Legal Defense Fund, told the court straight up, we're talking about racially polarized voting that is above 84%. Translation, the vast majority of white voters in Louisiana simply don't vote for black candidates, no matter their party. This ain't just political, it's racial. But they don't want to admit that. And then we had Justice Barry Kavanaugh, the rapist, who cast the deciding vote in that Alabama case 2 years ago, come in talking about how race-based remedies like this shouldn't last forever. You're right, Brett. It should last as long as all of y'all are racist. But Nielsen reminded him, Congress didn't put an expiration date on this part of the Voting Rights Act. And more importantly, the 15th Amendment, the one that bans race-based voting discrimination, that's permanent because y'all can't be trusted. Ain't no sunset clause on that, because y'all have always been racist and you will always be racist. Justice Kagan asked the question that's probably on your mind right now. What happens if the court guts this part of the Voting Rights Act? Nelson didn't hesitate. She said it would be catastrophic, because it would. The reason we even have black congressional representation in the Deep South is because of these protections, people. If they get tossed, the map, literally and figuratively, gets a whole lot worse for Black folks. We've got to keep organizing, keep voting, keep fighting in the courts and everywhere else. We've got to keep showing up for each other, even when the system tries to shut us down. Keep your people informed and share this video with anyone who needs the information. This isn't just about maps, it's about power. And we know they don't give it to us. We have to take it by any means necessary. But you need to be educated on how the game is played. You need to be disciplined to play the game to win. And you have to have empathy for your brothers and sisters who don't yet know everything they need to know. I love you, Black man. I love you, Black woman. Knowledge is power. Power to the people.
Just last month, all of the white men in America were literally rallying up, going outside, chanting, "White man, fight back, white man, fight back." What happened to fighting back? Or that only applies when you guys are fighting us Blacks? Because there's a white man right now that's literally fucking up your entire livelihood. Why aren't you fighting back? Why aren't you fighting back? Donald Trump has fucked up the American economy. He's fucked up American agriculture. A lot of you American farmers have now lost your livelihood. You've lost your farms. You understand? Why aren't you fighting back? You white men, you boomers, you people that are on fixed income, he took away your health insurance. Right now, the government shutdown is because this man and his party does not want to give you money in order for you to still be able to afford the premiums that you have now. Why aren't you fighting back? His trade wars has made everyday items more expensive. On top of that, we have lost business as an exporter. You understand? We lost business. He's now given business to our competitors. Not just that, one of the competitors who have now replaced us as China's #1 soybean supplier, Argentina, Trump just gave them $20 billion of our tax-paying dollars. He gave it to them. Why? Because their economy is failing. What about America? What happened to America first? Why isn't the American white man fighting back? Y'all was chanting this shit last month. Y'all was chanting it. Why aren't you fighting back? Why aren't you fighting back? Trump instilled fear in you that made you support, you understand, mass deportations. Because of your racism, your bigotry, you understand, he was able to instill fear in you so that you would support a mass deportation that took away all of your workers. They took all of your workers and now your grocery bills is high. It costs so much more now for you to cook dinner for your family of 3, 4, 5. Why aren't you fighting back? Why aren't you fighting back? Where's the cheese lady? Where's the fucking cheese lady who was counting slices of cheese? Why aren't you fighting back? Nah, this shit actually pisses me off the more that I think about it, because had it been anybody else, y'all would have been outside in fucking droves ready to fucking take that person's head off. So why aren't you fighting back? Why aren't you fighting back? And this is why I said, you understand, white Americans, racist white Americans are the best fucking people to take orders. Y'all take orders so fucking well. Because if that man told you right now to go and cause havoc, wreak havoc, you would do it. When he told you to go and storm the Capitol, you did it. That man took away your entire livelihood and you're silent. You're silent. When you thought it was the left that took out your precious Charlie Kirk, y'all was ready. White man, fight back. White man, fight back. Fight back against the white man that's fucking you over. Fight back against the white man that's fucking you over, but you're too scared to do that. You're too scared to do that. And y'all colonized us? These are the motherfuckers that colonized us? This is crazy. This is fucking crazy. If you're an American farmer, right, or were, considering, some of you guys are going out of business, between the years of 2024 up until now, right? I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck with you, right? After seeing the way that you let Donald Trump play in your face, now I don't believe that you and I's paths should ever cross. I'm a city girl, you understand? But in the event that it happens, in the event that it actually does happen, and you tell me that you are a farmer, I'm going to let you know off rip that you have lost so much of my respect. And I know it probably doesn't mean much, But after seeing you guys literally hold council meetings to pray to the man that literally is 100% responsible for all the shit that you're going through, for you actually losing your business, and y'all haven't done nothing? Y'all ain't say shit? Y'all not angry? No, nothing? Y'all literally losing your livelihoods. Losing your livelihoods, and you're silent. You're silent. And y'all wanted to replace people in the fields? Y'all wanted to replace your workers? Why didn't you just go out into the fields? Y'all take orders really well. Really well. No backlash. No backtalk. No nothing. Y'all should have been out there in the fields. Because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This was y'all last month begging in council meetings, praying to Donald Trump to help you. Right? Y'all were begging for it. What's the title of this one? Farmers are struggling under Donald Trump? And let's just scroll down a little bit further, shall we? Let's read. Farmers across the country have fallen on hard times in the wake of a number of President Donald Trump's policies, despite being one of his most loyal voting groups. Dear Lord, we're hurting. We're hurting here, Lord. Please, if Donald Trump really loves us, please show us the fruit of your love. Do you remember that prayer? Do you remember that prayer? Here's the best part. Here's the fucking best part, right? The person that you guys are praying to, that you're asking to please save you from the very problem that he brought to your fucking front door, right? He brought it to your doorstep. You're praying for him to be the person to solve the problem. And he keeps telling you, he's trying. He's trying. We have to help our farmers. I'm doing everything that I can. You know, we need to help the farmers. We need to help the farmers. That's what he says, all while not helping the farmers. But yesterday, he gave Argentina $20 billion. He gave Argentina $20 billion to help them with their economy. And guess, and here's what's the best fucking part about it. Due to his tariffs, our exports in soybeans have plummeted, right? China's no longer doing business with us. Guess who has now become the replacement for soybean exports to China? Argentina. So not only did Donald Trump give them money that he could have gave you, could have gave it to you. Not only did he give it to Argentina, but he also, because of his tariffs, they got your business. They got your business. Argentina is not only getting our tax-paying dollars for $20 billion lump sum, they also have your business. And due to the relations right now, the tension between China and the U.S., I fear they're not coming back. They're not coming back. You think that I'm lying? Look at that. Soybeans were, you see how it's already changed? Were a leading export for the United States. If you go down to the first bulletin point, you'll see trade freezes with China. That's the #1 exporter for soybeans here in the United States, but we don't have them anymore. Combined with corn, you understand, in 2024, they accounted for $110.2 billion or 45.4% of the U.S. crop cash receipts. You understand? After cattle, if you go down to the third bulletin point, right? After cattle, corn and soybeans were the second and third highest valued crop commodity here in the United States. But our farmers, they're fucked. So all that money, gone. It's gone. The United States economy don't get that anymore. But who's really feeling it? The farmers. And my main reason for why I don't have no respect for you white American farmers anymore is because had anybody else been responsible for you losing your entire livelihood, you would have turned this fucking country upside down. But because it's Donald Trump, you're silent. You're fucking silent. Y'all are weak. Y'all are weak. You can't even feed your kids. Y'all can't even feed y'all kids because of what Donald Trump did. And there's nothing from you. There's nothing from you. Anytime we actually hear anything from you guys, y'all are being fucking passive. Y'all are asking for help from the person that's actually the fucking culprit. Where the fuck does that make sense? How does that make sense? But had it been anybody else, if anybody else was responsible for you losing your entire livelihood, generation worth of a business, y'all are losing it in the blink of a fucking eye because of one man, and y'all haven't done anything to take that man out yet? Couldn't be me.
Welcome, guys. And this ladies actually spoke a lot of people's mind, because if we start from the first one, we literally know that a lot of people voting rights are actually being taken already. But despite the fact that they will come here, tell us, convince us, make us see reasons why your voting right is still your voting right. They will make us see reasons why to speak, freedom of speech, is free. But at the end of the day, we know we are not free, because the moment we talk, they look for one thing or the other to make it being shadowed or to make it not go straight as it is supposed to be. We have seen reasons in countless time where if you are looking like me, as a black person, just have it at the back of your mind that you will definitely have either one systemic racism or the other, despite the fact they make it look like racism can be reversed, and they make it seem that black people are also high racist profile, and of which I literally do not see any of that, because what I've been seeing is the fact that black people are still being oppressed every single time. Now, are we going to talk about the second clip where this lady literally said that in her lifetime, she would choose to be black. And someone like me that is also sitting here in my lifetime, over and over again, I would choose to be black. But being black, not in the country that she is literally not recognized, because a lot of oppression has really led to the point that a lot of people are asking themselves question. Did I really choose to be born black? Am I my creator? Why am I being treated this way? Why is things happening? Especially if you have this skin color. We've recently seen different police brutality where they can literally just stop a black man, stop a black woman just because she is working on the street, or just because they feel that this neighborhood does not belong to them. So I wonder what black people have literally not gone through. Is it on different cases of autopsy and so on and so forth, where they can literally look into our eyes and lie to us and expect us to accept those lies with our two arms and hug those lies and then run with those lies? One thing I love about today's video is that Black Americans are not only waking up, but they are seeing a lot of things that is happening. It is giving me the vibes of what the Bible said in Habakkuk 2, write the vision, make it plain, place it on the table, that he that readeth those visions will actually run from it. And that is the level where a lot of black folks are now going into, because they have written their vision, they have placed it on the table, and they are not only stopping there, they are running with those visions, and this will continue. A lot of them want the black folks to be silent, but we will never be silent. On different episodes, I have a lot that I could have just brought here, but I don't want this video to be more longer than it is, where you see black women spitting out facts, saying the truth as raw as it is. And when you go to their comment section, you see this white folk raged with the anger, with the furiousness inside of them. But they literally know that it is true. Because in as much as a lot of them are saying that it is a lie, don't say that, why are you even saying that? Some are still admitting to the truth and the fact of what it is to be an American as at this point. Not only to be an American, but to be a black American person. If the system is already like this, what do we tell our children? What do we tell our generation? What do we tell our upcomings? How do we place our mouth and tell them, oh, there is a dream called the American dream, and every single American dream is not to be flushed away, where a lot of things have literally been flushed away within our own eyes. A lot of histories are being killed out within our own eyes. A lot of things are going wrong. Teach your children culture. Teach them what it means to be black in America. Teach them every single thing you need before it is too late. Remember that some persons can go to bed and not wake up. I'm not saying it should be you, but just have it at the back of your mind that every single time you need to pull out what you need to pull out, because tomorrow might be too late. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And guys, with no further ado, I'm going to be Simba, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah. We will rise.